perception. You think you see the world as it is, don't you? You believe your eyes, your instincts, your thoughts. But have you ever questioned the lens through which you see, not just the world, but yourself, your relationships, your struggles, your successes? You assume it's clear. It's not. It's dirty, scratched, warped. And here's the truth no one tells you. The way you see determines the life you live. Perception is not passive. It's not a given. It's an act, a deliberate, often unconscious act that shapes your reality. You don't see the world as it is. You see it as you are. Through the filters of your assumptions, fears, beliefs, and unexamined biases. You've trained your perception without even realizing it, but trained it poorly. Trained it to trap you, to limit you, to keep you bound to the life you say you don't want. What if you could untrain it? What if you could strip your perception bare and rebuild it? Not as a mirror of your past, but as a window to what's real. This is the secret of perception training. Not to change what you see, but to change how you see. To take apart the machinery of your mind piece by piece and understand how it shapes your reality. Not to control it, but to transcend it. Ask yourself this. How often do you react to something before you truly see it? How often do you judge, assume, label, and categorize not based on what's in front of you, but based on what you've already decided is true? Perception training begins the moment you admit this. You do not see clearly. You've been looking at the world through the fog of your conditioning, and you've mistaken the fog for the view. Perception training isn't about adding something new. It's about subtraction, stripping away the narratives you've been living by, the stories you cling to, the mental shortcuts that make you feel certain but keep you blind. It's not a practice of gaining insight. It's a practice of losing illusion. The secret lies in attention. Where do you place it? How do you use it? Most people scatter their attention, split it between distractions, fears, and endless mental chatter. True perception training begins with the discipline of attention. Not focusing harder, but focusing softer, wider. Learning to see without judgment, without interference. Not to interpret what you see, but to truly witness it. The clearer your perception becomes, the less comfortable your life may feel. You'll see things you've avoided seeing, the lies you've told yourself, the ways you've sabotaged yourself. Perception training is not a path to comfort. It's a path to clarity. And clarity is raw. It doesn't soothe you. It reveals you. This This is why most avoid it. Because to train perception is to dismantle the false sense of control you've spent your life building. It's to admit you've been blind in ways you didn't even know. It's to let go of the comforting delusion that you know the world, that you figured it out. True perception is not certainty, it's openness. It's the willingness to not know. When you begin to see clearly, life changes. Not because the world changes, but because your relationship to it does. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop being a slave to your mind and start being its master. You see people not as threats, obstacles, or opportunities, but as they are. You see yourself not as a project to fix, but as something whole and complete. The secret of perception training is this. It's not about improving what you see. It's about dissolving the filters that distort it. When you train your perception, you don't add anything to your life. You take away everything that isn't real. And in that absence, you find something extraordinary. Not a better life. Not a perfect life. But life itself, unfiltered, unhindered, real. This has been for you until you're